Welcome to our reality, everyone. I don't know why you're here, but I am glad you are because today we are going to be talking about the Traitors Season 4, the US version, that is, the premiere, the first 3 episodes, whichever way you want to call this. We are going to be discussing it. 3 episodes are behind us in this new season of the Traitors. We have 2 people that were murdered, we have a couple of banishments, we have traitors that were chosen, we have, dare I say, a secret traitor that was chosen, and everything else from here on out might be the spoiler moment of the podcast. But we are here live on YouTube to discuss all of that with you, whether you loved it, whether you hated it, whether you were somewhere in between all of that. I don't know. I can't wait to find out. So, again, we're here live. If you want to chat, please hop into the chat. And other than that, my name is Barrett. If you're joining us for the very first time, welcome. If you're also joining us for the very first time, you may get to know my esteemed Traitors colleagues, the Nick City and the Zack Perez, right below me right now on screen. So Nick, Zack, welcome here. I'm very excited to talk about these episodes with you. I'm very scared to talk about some parts about these episodes with you. But first off, I want to know, Nick, how did you feel, generally speaking, after now that we are 3 episodes in to the Traitors Season 4?
Oh boy.
I know there's a lot of thoughts to be had. I know that our group chat online filled with a lot of opinions about these first 3 episodes. And I just want to know, give me your first thoughts.
Okay, so honestly, I'm crazy and I watched the episode literally like the second it dropped. Like it was like 7:35 or 8:35 and I was like, "It's up." And I clicked it cuz I'm crazy and I just like I needed to consume it. And so I was texting one of my friends because we were both watching it at the same time and he's also a Survivor fan. And I was telling him that I was feeling like I was having an out of body experience watching Rob Sesternino on The Traitors. And little did I know that all of that was going to be ripped away from me faster than I could blink. But without that piece of information, I'm overall really happy. I was glued to my screen for the 3+ hours, however long it was. I literally was like pacing around my room because I was so into it. Like I love the Traitors so much, and I feel like this just like I don't know. I sure people might be upset, but I'm into it. I'm excited for this season, and I'm ready to fight anyone that's not. So
Yeah. Well, with that, Zack, I'm gonna come to you now. As someone who is just correct all the time, I would just love to know your thoughts on the Trader Season 4 as well. How are you feeling? Are you as complicated as Nick's feelings may be? A little bit of sadness, a little bit of hope, or where are you at right now?
I mean, I'm annoyed, like, to be honest. Like, I hate being right. I knew because in NBC, Peacock, whatever affiliate they're called, they decided to course correct really hard and be like, we hate that the housewives are getting targeted, which it's not like it's been like back to back every single season. Like I feel like the past seasons it's at least been like mixed together of like, okay, like a gamer gets banished or maybe a housewife or Bravo personality gets killed by the traitors. But then they decided, you know what? We're gonna instead have no CBS people be the traders, and we're gonna make it all about Bravo. And you know what? And for some reason, some stupid island show where people just kiss each other and walk around shirtless, while some cheesy ass British person is talking over uh, all of the segments or whatever. Yeah, that's peak
Mm,
TV in my opinion.
mm.
But we're gonna give these people all the power. Um, I am annoyed. Mind you, I am going to say this. If I was no, because then again, like even if I'm putting myself in the situation of like if I were the traders, would I make would I off spoiler alert, obviously we're talking about would I off Ian and Rob C right out the gate? I think even the gamer in me is like not at least not the first two. Like, you gotta at least provide some TV entertainment. But no, Rob R, his annoying ass is just like, no, let's just kill them off. I don't care about them. But then again, he lives in a trailer in Podunk, no middle of nowhere, ass nowhere, and so of course he doesn't care.
Alabama.
Yeah, wrangling snakes for whatever. But I'm I'm annoyed just because Ian has been waiting, well, waiting long. He only waited what, 5 years? It's been 5 years, 6 years since, almost 6 years since All Stars 2. And Rob has been waiting 22 years since All Stars Survivor. Waited this long, didn't even last premiere. So I'm annoyed at that part, but on the other hand, I understand. I get it to an extent because I guess this is how the Housewives and Bravo people felt whenever uh we the gamers just offed all of them back to back to back. So you know what, Ian and Rob for Traitors 5, and make at least one of them a traitor or something. So
Okay.
we're here, we're mourning. I can't stand Love Island. I am never gonna watch the show now. So yeah.
Good. As I said before, good. Keep
It's
your
interesting
views
to me
over
that
there.
you're pointing your hate towards Love Island when there's also like a secret traitor that purposefully shortlisted a lot of these
Thank
players too. So I think
you. Thank
you could
you.
probably blame someone
By the
else. We'll get
person
to
in
all
your
that though.
bio, actually, or your
Okay.
headline, whatever you
Okay.
want to call
I
it.
also I also
So
forgot. I did forget about that. So my I also
No.
I also am annoyed by her too because it's like, but then again, I'm also like her reasoning and everything. I'm gonna target the quiet people, and I'm like, Rob C wasn't even quiet. He was
Yeah,
talking with everyone,
it
and
didn't make
then
sense.
I was just her reasoning. I was just like, come on. And even in that point, I'm just like, why are you gonna make her the secret traitor of all people? Like, at least make her a traitor and make someone like Rob R would have been a good secret traitor because right now no one suspects him, and I highly doubt if we switched him around, they would have thought that he was a traitor.
Yeah.
But
Uh I will have to cut you off, Zach, because
no, go
we
ahead.
will get, I promise you, we will get to all of these things. I feel like you did need to vent though, so I'm not too upset about that. Because this was a frustrating few episodes. Maybe I'll give like my quick thoughts. I really just want to know like what do we want in this show? Because now that we're like covering it, I feel like I have to view it a little bit differently. Because now that I have to prepare to like discuss it, and so like I don't know what to discuss with this show sometimes when it's a celebrity version, because like do we want entertainment? Do we want strategy? Do we want chaos? What do we want exactly? And so
all
like
of
I
it.
feel like when you're going between having, let's have two housewives or no CBS people, since that's kind of what we're putting it in terms of. No CBS people in the turret versus one person from CBS in the turret. We're already seeing the ramifications of that. And then on top of that, having a, what do we call Donna, civilian, as the secret traitor. Like of course you're going to try to get out the gamers. And so it's not even as if I am really arguing with the strategy behind it all, like getting rid of someone like Ian or Rob C, people that could easily figure it out, or Rob C literally starting to figure it out during a murder in plain sight. It's like I can't even argue with getting rid of them. It's just like I'm mad at that we were put in the position where they could easily just get eliminated, because it makes the game kind of just like, okay, what are we valuing then if we're going to throw people from all these different shows? Is the strategy just, if the strategy is just we're going to work with whoever show we were on before this, then I don't exactly know how to like analyze that. Like cuz it seems like it's just playing reverse psychology an infinite amount of times. So that's really what I'm gathering from these first 3 episodes. I hate that they're platforming Michael Rappaport to be like this entertaining character, because like I said to you, Nick, that's my favorite faithful, is the one that is so loud and wrong and combative and just wanting to like being the annoying person, and I can't even enjoy it because it's him. So there's a
The
lot of
hottest
problems I
traitor.
have. Oh yeah, there was that, and like the if you're happy and you know it song, and the covered
Uh,
in Trader Doo. Like there was a lot going on that I'm so impatient for. So And so, like, I'm glad everyone else is impatient in the game, and I hate that they're keeping him in as that strategic piece when they could just get rid of him for like the piece of shit that he is, you know. But they don't. So that's where we're at going into this, and obviously I'm mad about Ian too. Really mad about Ian, but like, so there's a lot of complicated feelings I feel like for all of us right now, and I'm excited to dive into it. With that, all the spoilers that Zack said, we had 2 murders. They were in fact Ian Terry and Rob Sesternino. We had our traitors that were chosen, of course. They were Lisa Rinna, Rob Roush, and
Boo.
and Candace Dillard Bassett. And then we had our secret traitor, which was revealed in episode 3 to be Donna Kelsey. Not too surprising for all of us, it seems, other than like not having a CBS person. We'll get to the traitor selection in a second, but I did want to update the graphics so everyone sees in front of us where we're at. We had the banishment of Portia Williams as well, which Nick is also just, it's a bad few episodes for Nick, the Nick City especially, and maybe Nick Firmstone for all I know. I do want to look at the chat real quick before we dive into this episode because I see y'all talking in there. Mary, welcome. Mary saying they course corrected too much with traitor selection. We'll talk about that. Joseph is glad that we're podcasting right now and not on Friday or Saturday with everybody else. So cool. Glad y'all are here. Glad you're here with us. All right. And Jay, I'm glad you're here. Rylan, glad you're here as well. Let's get into episode 1. We start off here with our first traitor selection. After everyone arrives in their vehicles, we got that sneak preview a few days before. It was kind of the first 4 minutes, everybody meeting each other. I didn't have too many notes from like everyone meeting up with each other, other than like the show starts with someone saying, "We're in a horror movie," which is like, it's just like, it's Jawan is back, everybody. We have not left Survivor 49. And then I loved Lisa approaching Mark Ballas, just being like, "I did Dancing with the Stars season 2." That was good. That was great to me. Lisa Rinna had a lot of great moments. Probably my favorite character so far, which unsurprising, but like, very excited for Lisa. But let's just go ahead and get to this. We had our first traitor selection right off the bat. Everyone is standing there together. And I love this moment where Alan holds that card, the traitor card, in front of everyone, and they all kind of just like peer forward from wherever they're standing. Because this was a segment of just everyone being like, "I can't see anything. I don't know. I don't think I can read anybody from here." And what did y'all think of? Did y'all find this as pointless as I did?
Well,
I did.
Did they do this for UK or how they do it?
No,
I don't think
on
so.
UK, because I watched the first UK episode to see how it was approached, like just like to see the differences in between them, right? So in the UK one, it was just like the tapping on the shoulder and the round table, but they just panned it, like the camera angle, so we couldn't see who it was. And then like later on, that person just ended up meeting with the host, like outside of the turret, and she explained to them like, "You're the secret traitor, this, that, whatever." So it was done completely different in the UK version, and I feel like it was better that way. As Mary's saying in this chat, it felt like kind of a waste of time because it was literally just that, like Barrett was saying, everyone was just like, "All right," and they like walked back to the thing, and it was like, and what I guess what I liked about this, if we want to talk about that, is like when the people would walk up and they'd be like,
Yeah.
"That's Rob, like he is like the mastermind from Survivor or something," and
Yeah, it'd be like
everyone would be
Dorinda
like,
saying that too.
yeah. Yeah, which was so like random to me, but it was like, oh, okay, like they're like giving us little glimpses into who everyone is, I guess. And yeah, because we even saw a little bit of that with like Ian right away, where like he went up and like Rob was like, "Yeah, he's like really smart, like, and he's trying to hide it," or something like that in his confessional, and it made it focus.
Just wave your hand. I'll do it again next time. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So,
But no, you're right.
Yeah,
That was my favorite part too, Nick. I loved all the little walks, and we got a little bit of like of a taste of maybe who was in danger pretty early on there. Like you kind of
yes,
saw
because
Colton even mention like, "This dude's a savage." I was in the car with him. He was trying to play it
exactly.
down. Yeah.
Yes, because they
So
said something about, I think it was Colton saying something about Ian in that moment too. But like it made me be like, "Girl, remember what I said last week during the cast assessment? Everyone just knows Ian one big brother. They don't know nothing else about him other than Ian one big brother."
And that's why
Threat.
I can't
Gotta
that's why I
go.
can't stand Colton, because literally Ian's not even like that. Well, mind you, he won competitions, but they're like, he's a mastermind. He won Big Brother and all this. Like, he is the gamer. Like, I think
I mean, but like he kind of is. Like that's where like you can't be
is
wrong. Like
he?
he
Well,
is.
like, he's a good chess player, mind you. Like, I'm not saying he doesn't know how to play a game, but even in his Big Brother season, like, would I call him the biggest strategic threat on that season? No. Would I say
Well,
that he
because he
won
was Dan Giesling was on that season. I feel like it's hard to compete with that. But he beat him. He beat
Yeah.
Dan Giesling in the final two. Like that's what I
Yeah,
was
but
trying to say
like,
last week. Was like your perception of like who you are is very like surface level for these people. They do not know who Ian is. They don't watch Big Brother. They don't know anything about him. They know that
mhm.
he looks nerdy and that he won Big Brother. And if they really looked into it a little bit, he beat Dan Giesling. Like they don't know anything about these people other than their perception. And so the perception of Ian is that he is a genius and that he's smart as hell. He won Big Brother. Like that's what he's known as. So of course that's going to make him an immediate target. I mean it did. Like that's what I was
Yeah.
saying last week is that like that like stuff is how people are going to be viewed, especially given the season prior. So that's something too that I feel like we need to take into effect when looking at this cast and this season is like they watched last season and who were the traitors last season? Rob, Carolyn, Bob the drag
Mhm.
queen, like all people who
Danielle.
were like Danielle, all people who were gamers and were playing the game. So to me it's kind of like, well, of course the gamers are going to be targeted right off the bat this season when you had 3 of them as the traitors last season. It's the housewives effect, like the season prior when it was Phaedra who was the traitor. And so then going into season 3, the housewives were targeted back to back to back because they knew Phaedra was like this crazy traitor the last season. So now we're seeing the same thing with the CBS thing, which is why all the CBS people are pissed off and like, okay, I get it, but the show is on Peacock, where the housewives are from, where Love Island is from. Like you can't like set those people up for failure either because that's where the main audience comes from. Like yeah,
Nobody
we
will
all
watch the
tune
Winter
in too.
Olympics.
Exactly. But like I'm just trying to get like the other perception, the other perspective here, because I watch all of those shows too, and like I understand all of the CBS people should be upset, but like they can't just let all the housewives get murdered on the Peacock network where all of the people who
Well,
watch Housewives are going to be tuning in.
mind
So
you,
it's hard.
you're also saying this, but literally last week, both of y'all were like, "No, they're not gonna make no. They're literally gonna give either Ian or Tiffany. They would not do that." And I'm over here saying
Yes.
they're not gonna do that. It's
Yes,
gonna
but
be
time and time
all
again,
Bravo
we
people.
but Zach, okay, let's go back to the show we mainly cover, Big Brother, where we routinely say they wouldn't do this because that would be stupid, and then they end up doing it because they don't care, and that's really what we have to come down. I think that's what it has to come down to for this show too, is that they just don't care about the people that
No.
we care about, and maybe we just should accept that going forward with the show. So
'Cause they're also
I
not
don't
from
know.
that network too. That's what I'm trying to point out. Is like last season, all of the Housewives is a Peacock show, and they all were killed off except Dolores, and like that's their people. Like you see what I'm saying? So it's like if it was reversed and this was on CBS and all the CBS people were getting killed off, that'd be bad too. So it's like they had
Yeah.
to in a way like kind of reverse it. So I don't know. I see what they were trying to do in my opinion. And I'm not as outraged, I guess, because I watched those shows. But I get it. I do. They
I
killed
love
Roxy.
that
How dare they?
I can tell how pressed we are about this show so far. Just the fact that we keep going from like a simple topic to talking about like the entire 3 episodes again. It's happened twice now,
I know. I'm
but I think
sorry.
it's
I'm
more. No,
sorry.
I think it fuels the fire. But in any case, this was pointless, so I'm not really mad that we moved off of that because we probably needed to. I did see Nick Firmstone said in chat that was it Nick Firmstone? Oh yeah. Nobody mentioned that Tiffany, who is 10 times the strategic mastermind that Ian is, but since she didn't win, she's not a threat. Yeah, I don't know about 10.
Exactly.
I don't know about 10 times, or we're calling Ian a mid player. I think there's a lot of players in Big Brother that we can call mid. I don't know if Ian Terry is upper. Okay, Mary, it's not the time. But um,
I mean,
But I do agree that he didn't win.
10
Dan lost. I
times.
think that's a fair
10
statement
times.
for sure.
10
Um,
times.
okay, let's just go forward. Let's talk. We talked about the traitor selection already a little bit. Candace, Lisa, and Rob. I with Rob Roush as a traitor. I
Ooh.
think so far this is this online who you're seeing as everyone's favorite traitor thus far in the first 3 episodes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or Lisa.
Okay. I think he's definitely the strongest traitor.
Yeah.
Lisa's also not a bad traitor by any means. Candace has just had her moments where she's like, I don't know, unnecessarily talking about Michael in that first
Girl.
episode, which we'll get to in a second. So I'm glad we've kind of already discussed them. We could probably go forward. Why does Rob have 0 personality? Good question. Like, but also that's why I think he's a great traitor, unfortunately, because it is
so
like
nonchalant. Like that's how I
Yes.
like
His
to describe
personality
him.
is traitor. That's it. And
yes,
No,
he
no,
would.
no,
I
that's
think
it.
he's a traitor because he would be such a boring faithful, more so than anything. Which is why I felt stupid once he was selected. It's like, why didn't I guess him like Nick did? Which maybe I
Told
should just go
y'all.
to that slide because here were our predictions. Zach, you had guessed Lisa, Donna, Steven, and Natalie. Nick, you had guessed Lisa, Rob, Tiffany, and Monet, and then I had guessed Lisa, Natalie, Ron, Funches, and Rob Sesternino. And I was mad because I went back to go look at what we said to make this graphic, and I thought the whole time that I said Donna Kelsey was a traitor, and then I went back and I had been theorizing it up until this point, and then I said Natalie, I think, as like instead of Donna. So I'm pretty mad, but y'all were 2 for 4. I was 1 for 4. But great job. I feel like that's actually kind of impressive, or it shows how easy it is to guess that Lisa Rinna is a traitor out of this cast. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's pretty obvious, but I don't know.
Yeah.
No one's even like sus of her yet, I guess.
No,
because
it
she's
doesn't
Lisa,
seem like it anyway.
we like people literally own her lip gloss.
There was a moment where I can't remember who,
Dorinda.
I probably have it in my notes in episode 1 where they were like, do you think Lisa could be a traitor? I don't know. Would she be too nervous? Would she be up for it? And then a couple of the housewives just said, yes, she would be up for it. Like, are you stupid?
Yeah.
But so I thought that was really interesting. But I just wonder how long seems inevitable that people are just gonna be like, oh yeah, Lisa, why would Lisa Rinna not be a traitor in this season? In the same way of
Yep.
why would Rob Roush be a faithful if he can't put 2 words together to actually, I don't know, go after anyone? Which I mean, he kind of went after Ron in that last banishment, so maybe I can't say too much. But right now he's doing really good as a traitor. I'm trying to figure out how to switch my headphones because these are acting up. So hold on.
Okay.
Okay, talk.
Hello.
Okay, good. I
Why
can
is
hear you.
Rob R the worst, Nick?
Rob R is not the worst. I think y'all are just bitter as hell because he killed Rob Sesternino and Ian. And y'all need to
I mean,
You
get
literally
over
said
it.
you could not recover after it happened, so don't even.
Okay, I couldn't, but I did because I remember that Rob R doesn't know who any of these people are and he doesn't know anybody anything. And I think he's playing the best game in the whole cast right now, if I'm being completely honest with you. So
I just hope it gets clocked. Like, what?
I think he
like
will.
literally, what? I wasn't you that sent or I saw some tweet that's like Rob R when he gets clocked as a traitor, and it's like he's crying and stuff, and it's like, and someone's like, he literally said he was gonna go home, and he's still here. Now you sent
Yeah.
3 people home.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that he was very entertaining to watch like during the actual murder in plain sight, which we'll argue on whether or not that was should be called murder in plain sight based on the act that they had to do. But I did like how he played it off, and I loved his little chess game with Lisa Rinna that that he tried to share his information with, even if it wasn't the most like, I don't know, covert thing in the world, because why the hell would Rob Roush and Lisa Rinna be playing chess in the middle of the room together? But like, I was also like, why didn't Rob's sister Nito see that and be like, something suspicious is going on. I have to tell Rob Roush and Lisa Rinna at the chess table about it, that I think something weird's happening, and just not register that maybe they're the weird thing that's happening. But anyway, that's a lot of, there was a lot of things happening, but I don't blame him because it wasn't a murder in plain sight like it usually plays out.
But I also feel like this whole show is like what do you mean Rob Roush and Lisa Rinna are playing chess? Like, what do you mean Natalie Anderson is clocking that Donna Kelsey is a traitor? Like, there's so many sentences that you don't think that you would utter, but it's happening. So
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is truly a game of you may say this and it may mean one thing, or it could just as easily mean the other thing, and that's the part that I hate about talking about this show. I think so far is that
would
it can really just be an infinite argument for any like logic or illogical thing as to why someone's a traitor or not a traitor, and that's my least favorite part about this.
which I don't know if I've asked y'all before, like last time, because I was interested to. Would y'all rather play as a faithful or a traitor?
Traitor,
I
100%.
Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna be on the show, you should want to be a traitor or
Yeah.
like not be
As a
upset.
f- as a faithful, you're just a sitting duck. Like you could literally be Ian and Rob C and just get murdered right away.
You
Yeah,
could be
Like,
Trishelle in CT.
I mean, yeah, you can, but I'd rather know what's going on
yeah.
than
I
try
think
to
it's
have to
way
figure out what's going on. Like,
yeah. There's way more room to maneuver around as a traitor than it is as a faithful, and especially as a secret traitor, which is why it's so disappointing that it ended the way it did. Um, because you can just really you can really play mind games with the people that are the traitors, especially if you know who they are, like they do in the UK. Which I guess that'll be our next thing that we really talk about is the secret traitor. But yeah, definitely I would want to be a traitor.
Well,
There's no point in just waiting around, like Nick said, to for everyone to come up with an argument as to why they could get you out for no reason and have to make you feel like
mhm.
you're crazy. It just seems so
that's
unappealing.
I would. I go back and forth sometimes because I feel like, well, if I'm going in a game like this where like no one knows me, yeah, traitor be best way to go. But this is also why I think they should add like another role where it's like it goes against both parties and it's not in either party's best interest. So like say it's like have either of y'all played or y'all played Mafia or Blood on the Clock
Yeah,
Tower?
I played
Uh
Mafia.
okay, well in Blood on the Clock Tower there's like this I think it's Blood on the Clock. There's this role called serial killer, which literally can kill anyone in the game, and they're on their own team, so they can kill the mafia or the faithfuls. So, but it also gives incentive for the traders to be not work well kind of really work with the faithfuls or the faithfuls to work with the serial killer. So it's like it adds another layer to the game, which I feel like a lot of people are saying that the traders game is sort of broken because the traders know so much. But if there's something a layer that the traders don't know, the secret trader is they still work with them. So it's like not really exactly good layer to be added, but it's something that I think should be explored. But
No, I like that. I like the idea that we can have someone that the traders have no idea about, and I think it makes a better
Mhm.
TV show even to be able to watch it and not know if what someone is saying is 100% the truth or a lie, just because there is that secret trader out there. And so that's what I was watching for, rewatching it, seeing Donna's confessionals and stuff, just to see how did they edit around her, because I mean, it's not like she was the most, they didn't show a lot of confessionals with Donna, but when they did, you could tell when they like specifically edited around her talking about being a traitor. And I thought that that was interesting going back and seeing that. So I think if you had someone that maybe utilized this a little bit more, and it's not like this is entirely Donna's fault. She is also like the mother. She is also like the obvious secret traitor, I feel like, to a lot of people. If
Yeah.
you were to say there was a secret traitor. And so I can't blame her for that. And it seemed like everyone kind of clocked it immediately, and they were very creative in editing around that. Or not very creative. Sometimes it was just like, why? I feel like we missed something where it was almost as if Donna had said off screen, I'm the secret traitor, is what it felt like with everyone's
Yes.
discussions. So I don't know if you felt like that way too, Nick.
Oh, 100%. I mean, like, I don't know if we want to talk about all that now, but like, even the way that they edited like the episode with like, well, not edited, but they did the round table before the challenge, and then like
Yeah.
there was just so many like weird little things that made me be like, I feel like I'm missing a piece of the puzzle here because it felt just like, how did they unanimously agree essentially? Like, it just felt very like, okay. Meanwhile, you guys were all like doubting her last night, or well, you guys were defending her last night. So it just felt very like, I don't know. It felt like I've been seeing a lot of theories of people who thought that she wanted to quit and that like that's why they like moved the round table up so that way like they could get rid of her. And
Yeah.
then because it didn't make sense for the challenge to have an uneven amount of people either. Because remember, Ron had
Yeah.
to sit
Ron didn't
out.
have anybody.
So like it just didn't make sense that like to have her like, I don't know, people. And then there was also the throne challenge too, where there was 21 people there, not 22, because Donna wasn't
Right.
there. So
Yeah.
like it's just very like weird because they were like, I don't know, I feel like production really screwed up making her the secret traitor, in my opinion. I
Hmm.
think it should have been somebody else because it was too obvious. Like one of my friends was
Who
saying it
would
was meta to vote her out, and I was like, well, because if it's obvious that she's a traitor, yeah, you want to vote her out. Like, why would you leave her in the game?
but
So,
it's also like, well, I guess some other people too is like, well, why would you waste it though if there's someone else who's like, if there obviously wasn't, but there if there was someone else that's like very sus or something like that, or I don't know. Personally, I would have gotten out Michael Rappaport just to get him the fuck out. But
Yeah,
you know,
like it is no waste of your time if you just come together to say we should get rid of this guy, even though he's definitely probably a faithful. We just need some peace and quiet, and also we don't like him. We don't like him, and so I don't know. Just take a day. Just take a random time just to get rid of him. Just rip the band-aid off. All of you come together, traitors and faithful alike, just to say let's get rid of this guy, or don't cast him, NBC. But we
I mean, yeah, I guess that's the answer to that. I mean,
well,
like,
some
I don't know him, so I will say, I guess it's just like my perspective. Like, I don't like him, obviously, but I think, and I do think he is annoying as hell. But I think he's an incredible distraction for the traders. Like, are you kidding me? If I was in the cast and I was a trader, I wouldn't be like, we got to get rid of Michael because, like,
oh
no,
yeah.
like he could go and be over there and yelling and screaming, like go right ahead. And so like that's the thing is like you got to put yourself in these people's shoes too. Is that like like yeah, he's problematic as hell, but like go right on over there and go yell and scream. Like it got nothing to do with me. So I don't know. I get it. Um, my answer to that is don't cast him. Simple as that.
well, according, I don't know how 100% this is, but like I think that there were like 3 or 4 people that like people were between, and someone was saying that Gypsy Rose was on the short list, and I think maybe Casey Anthony. Uh, I don't know if
That
those are
was
rumors.
fake. That
Casey
was
Anthony
not
was the fake
real.
one. Okay,
They were
I
both
heard that.
fake.
I heard that Gypsy Rose like there's some there's
Source
some
yourself.
no.
Is
The
this
Gypsy Rose
the
one, the Casey Anthony one was very. I didn't believe it, but like the Gypsy Rose one, I could see it happening.
is this that same TikToker that talks about like Big Brother, people's everyday lives
You
and
no,
controversies
I
that
can't.
lies about everything? I don't
No,
know.
I
I
can't
can't. I
stand
feel like
him.
you'll have to show me a guy on TikTok. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, Abby
Um,
Lee Miller. Oh, perfect.
Abby Lee Miller would actually probably be on this show. I could see
Yeah.
they could do that. All right, we talked about Secret Trader a little bit. We'll cover that more as we go along. Let's push through. The mission. We don't have to talk too much about missions here on our Traders podcast on Our Reality, but just did want to mention same, or not kind of the same, literally the same competition as the UK version did. But this ended up being a game of just how do we strategize around it. Natalie ended up coming up with a strategy of just let's team up with 2 boats, go after another boat. And there was like a Michael Rappaport. They put a coffin in my grave moment, whatever. But in the end of it, it came down to whoever had a coffin in their grave at the end of the challenge was going to be up for murder that night. And the people that were up for murder that night after the challenge were Ian, Rob Sestorino, Michael, Ron, Donna, Rob Roush, Eric, Dorinda, and Mark. And this is where we also have Candace on the car ride back telling Portia and Moira that Michael at some point during this competition said, let's put it in a housewife's grave, which didn't happen, but she said it did. And Moira and Portia were like, oh my gosh. And then after that, we have Portia convening the Kitchuation, which is what it was called the next day, which Portia ironically did not remember even happened. She goes in the kitchen, gets Candace and Moira, and Michael confronts him about it. Candace says she doesn't remember saying it. Moira doesn't remember saying it. Moira says that she doesn't have a good memory at all, which is like the most concerning thing I think out of all of that. Which is like I just watched a clip of you reacting to all of this, like pretty, like you seemed pretty amazed at this information, and now you just don't remember. Aside, they didn't remember it. This was an easy opportunity for Portia to call out Candace if she wanted to. Looking at her exit interview, it seems that she kind of clocked that Candace was a traitor here, and then just didn't say it.
I saw that too.
So that's basically how that worked out. Otherwise, I think if any other person, they just would have been like, "Oh, Candace is done for here." But she kind of got a little grace with it being Portia over anyone else. So what did y'all think? Nick, you can go first. But what did y'all think of this situation between Candace and Moira and everybody?
I thought it was so. First of all, I thought it was, if I was Portia, I would have felt insane. The fact that now two people that were in the car with me were both denying that this thing happened. I would be like, am I like literally like losing my mind right now or something? Because you're right. Like Moira had such a big like, and then like nothing. Like she was like, I don't even remember what I had for lunch yesterday. I don't even remember what team I was on during the challenge. I was like, this is crazy. Like, and I love Moira, but I was like, holy crap, girl. Like this is bad. And, you know, if I was Portia too in that moment, I as well probably would have clocked Candace and been like, okay, like she's probably a traitor. And, you know, I feel like Portia probably was going to leave that alone because Candace would have kept her alive, which I do think is true. So I don't know. I really liked Portia. I'm very upset about her. But I feel like the situation shouldn't have made her look bad because like she was literally telling the truth. So it just sucked the way it all fell down.
I just laughed. I just thought it was funny because I'm just like, it was just what's it called, a foot and mouth syndrome, where it's just like just stop talking, like don't say anything incriminating, and then it's like, well, there are definitely 4 traitors, and it's just like, yeah, even if you think that, don't say it like that.
So she's like, okay, that was my last one. I murdered Ian last night. Oh fuck. Why did I do that? Why did I just say that?
Leave my girl alone.
No. It really, I mean, like she could have called out Candace if she wanted to. It just didn't. It just bad circumstances all around for Portia. And
I feel like that would have made it worse if she was like, well, Candace is lying, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? It just would have made it like so much worse.
It may not have worked out anyway, but it may have eventually gotten Candace, you know, some votes down the line when they remember
or
it,
under
you know?
fire at least.
Yeah. Are we waiting just Moira for it to wake up in the middle of the night to be like, remember what Candace said and be like, oh my God.
Like, she did say that in the car.
The episode ends, cut to black.
She remembers at the reunion.
Oh yeah, perfect. Portia did say about the situation. So when she flat out said, "Oh, he didn't say it that night. He said it yesterday," referring to Candace. I'm like, I know that's not true. You literally said he was on the boat and screamed that out. Put it in a housewife's grave. I knew at that point, okay, Candace, you must be a traitor. But I didn't want to go after her because she's a housewife, and I'm supposed to give the benefit of the doubt, unless I was going to be able to bring hardcore truth or bring in other witnesses, which I did not have because they were also being strategic. I knew that I could not come after her. So I knew that something was funny about her, and I knew that she had lied. And I know, okay, is Michael telling the truth, or is Michael a part of this as well? So it was kind of crazy. It was a crazy moment. And I do think that that's another thing we have to think about, is like, she also has to contend whether Michael is actually a traitor, whether Candace is actually a traitor, or whether they might both be a traitor together, and one is trying to, like, I feel like that is like an element that I don't think about all the time because we know the information. So I do give some grace there, but Portia, just don't say you murdered somebody. Just don't say there are 4 traitors. Everything else was not her fault.
Portia thinks there's 265 days in the year. Okay, leave her.
She's
alone.
on a different calendar than everybody else. Okay.
Well,
what year is it?
Gets her words mixed up.
How did they have a underground railroad? How did the train get through?
How did the engine fit?
She was like, "Where's the opening?" I was like, "Oh, girl."
Yeah. Okay. So that night we have the murder shortlist. We have Rob Roush, Ian, I've already Mark and Eric. I was just decided to read that for a second. But so this is our first short list. Out of this, I kind of already got, well, besides the fact that it was then choosing between 3 people and not 4, since Rob R was on that list. Um, I pretty much knew Ian was a goner after I saw this and the traitors that we had in front of us. Were y'all holding out hope that it would be like a Mark Ballas or Eric Nam, or were you pretty certain Ian was the one?
No, I had the opposite reaction because I was like, well, Eric and Mark is so random that I feel like that's kind of where you got to start. And I feel like
Oh,
Eric had hella airtime to the point too where I was like, oh, well, this makes me feel like maybe he's like getting the boot here. And that's why they were doing all that. So I read it like the complete opposite way, Barrett, where I was like, well, Ian's probably going to be safe because leaving Ian, and especially because earlier in the episode they had that whole like scene where I believe it was Tiffany where she was like there's 5 gamers and then there's the 5 housewives,
Yeah.
so like we should come together and this that
yeah.
whatever. So I thought them having 2 housewives in the turret would have been like, well, we're going to leave the gamer in because that'll leave more suspicion or whatever, and get rid of either Mark or Eric. So I had like the total opposite reaction, obvious actually. So
Okay.
I honestly thought it was gonna be Eric too, but then your boy decided, you know what? Let's not do that.
my boy
Uh,
wasn't the only one in the turret, so
I would not be surprised if he was the one that's like, no, I want my way. He is a toxic man. He is.
You Why are you adding scenes that didn't happen?
yeah,
There was
like
no.
it did not happen.
I'm adding deleted scenes because he's a toxic man, and I would not be surprised if he did not get his way. He'd be like, well, no, I want Ian.
Well, that didn't
He's up there
happen
with
in the
Lisa
episode I
Rinna and
watched.
Candice Dillard
So
Bassett. How much argumentative control do you think Rob Roush has? Like, I
yeah,
don't think you
like
think
let's
he's not just gonna be
relax.
schooling Lisa
He
Rinna.
was
I don't
on
think.
Love Island. He can argue.
Uh,
He was in how
okay.
many relationships? 10.
I don't think that
I don't
many.
know. I don't know.
He's
Okay.
a snake charmer.
Okay, so Rob Roush is making all the decisions. He decides to murder Ian. Sorry, Zach. We'll get through this. I promise someone's going to go after Rob Roush immediately, right? He can't just skate to the end, surely. Ian's murdered. This made me very sad.
This hurt.
Yeah, I should say, I think I
Did
thought
it?
that Ian was the one going
Did.
just based on the worry I had already for him going into this, and knowing that he was going to be like a not very talkative faithful, even though they did show him, like, I also thought like they showed him a lot for if he was staying in the show long term. I don't think they would have just shown a bunch of Ian Terry talking to
Yeah.
people clips. So I got the vibe. But Ian's gone. I'm very sad. I'm very glad that he did this, and I do agree with him that it's like a compliment to be taken out first in a game like this. But Nick, like you said, I really do think that a good strategy in Traitors is a random murder first, someone that is
Yeah.
just not going to be banished. And so to have it be immediately a gamer was a misstep to me. But it was a misstep that I kind of saw coming when they didn't have any gamers in the turret himself,
Well,
and the short list that they
too.
were given, of course.
well, then you
Yeah.
have idiots like Colton in this house, and it's sort of like, well, 2 gamers are dying back to back. Of course, it's Tiffany. Why would it not be? And it's like, I'm trying. Also,
Please keep going. I won't do that again.
Terry brought up a good point too. That literally Rob R thought that it was Jam Jam's handwriting.
Yeah, he did say that, which I've heard people comment on the handwriting before, but I've never seen anyone clock a handwriting on
Yeah.
Traitors. I would love for
Me
someone to
neither.
inform me if that's ever happened. I don't think so, though. Well,
Mm-mm.
Secret Trader's so new. You don't have many options to analyze
True.
handwriting, I guess.
True.
But what else do I want to say about Ian? Yeah. I had his exit interview, but go ahead, Nick.
Okay, so I just wanted to say this about like, what Zach was just saying too. And we could talk more about this when we get to like Tiffany specifically, but like seeing so actually I'll ask you guys too. Who are you guys thinking was the secret traitor at this point?
Oh,
When you saw the
oh
short
gosh.
list.
That's a good. I don't think I really had any, to be honest. I really don't think I had anyone in mind at that time. And I would
Okay.
also have to remember what I was thinking at like 1 a.m. when I was watching this on Thursday or Friday
I was
morning. But
thinking, I was thinking Sestranino.
Me
uh,
too, Zach. That
really,
I had the
Hmm.
same thought because I was thinking, well, Rob is gonna know that the fans aren't gonna want a woman first boot, so he's gonna nominate all these men first of all. And
mm,
I thought him putting somebody like Ian on there. So my thought process was that I thought that the secret traitor was going to be a gamer, and that's why they were like the secret traitor. So I thought that like whoever the gamer was putting these other gamers on the short list to see if they would survive, to then be like, well, like if I'm Tiffany, I'm like, well, I put Ian on the short list and Ian didn't die, so is Ian one of the traitors? Like, I don't know. So
mm,
like I thought that they were like it was another gamer that was putting the gamers on the short list to like see if they would die or not. That was my thought process as I was watching this. I was like,
I
okay, like
was
I think this is what's going on, but I was
I
wrong.
was thinking I was thinking that
yeah,
maybe well, because I was thinking it was Rob. I was thinking, let me put a gamer on there to see, because like just to see if there were other gamers within the turret besides if he
yeah.
was in it, Rob C.
Good point.
And
Mhm.
I was thinking that maybe he was going to try to do some 3D chess type thing where it's like, I want to go ahead and get a trader out now, and without me even knowing it, and already lessen the traders, and like it'd be a big move, kind of. Um, because that'd be pretty awesome if a trader got out a trader because they wanted to and lower the numbers without even knowing the traders. What?
How?
That's more money for them
No, I'm saying how could a
Well, they
traitor get
can't
out another
murder.
traitor?
by banishment.
Yeah. You would have to really I see what you're saying, but
Like
for the
like
purposes of
I'm sorry, I'm
shortlisting a
not
murderer, it
following
wouldn't
it.
really apply.
so putting people on the short list, and by putting people on the short list, say a, if a trader, say if a gamer was killed, such as Ian or something like that, where it's like, well,
Mhm.
that eliminates the rest of the
Yeah.
gamers, and then sort of trying to figure out, well, if there were more rounds, because I didn't think it was going to
No.
last only 3 rounds. So you
Yeah.
get what I
No,
Right.
mean?
I see what you're saying, Zach. I think you're
Okay,
like trying
now
to
I get
whittle
what you're
down.
saying. Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
almost like forcing people to murder so you can, by process of elimination, figure out who the traitors are and
Yeah,
then
I
target
get it
them
Yeah.
now.
through that. No, I see what you're
Yeah.
saying. And it could have been used that way. It could have been used for Donna Kelsey to say, let me go after every specific group and try to figure it out from there based on process of elimination who they keep
Mhm.
murdering. But she didn't. She just nominated like a couple of random people that are safe faithfuls, probably, that aren't attached or that aren't gamers, one gamer, and then Rob R. Who knows why she chose Rob R for that short list? I was trying to think of it. Did y'all think of why she would have chose him?
She just
He wouldn't be banished,
quiet.
maybe, she thought.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
was
Well,
the quiet people,
quiet
wasn't it,
people.
or something like
Well,
Cause
that
that?
one is actually accurate to him. Ian is
yeah,
accurate to him. Maybe Mark and Eric it's kind of accurate, but the next murder is where it didn't make any sense anymore.
Yeah.
So the next murder, it
Mhm.
was Tara, Monet, Rob C, and it's just like, okay, well, that's not true. So did you switch your strategy? We never got that clarity either, but I don't know. So I do
hmm.
see what you mean. I do see what you mean, Zach. There's a lot of strategy that could probably be involved in a secret traitor that we will never get to see in the season.
Mhm.
what if
And I,
what if
and I
she's like,
hate.
what if she's like, I close my eyes and just pick cards.
Oh my god.
NBC released an article that was talking about her strategy, and it was like not specific. It didn't even have any quotes from her, and it was really weird. I wish I could go find it.
She's
Someone go
like,
find that NBC article where they just talk about her strategy, and they don't include anything that has to do with Donna Kelsey. It was just like, and she chose people that she thought might be traitors or would help her get further in the game. It was essentially that for like 400 words. It was really
she's like
strange.
she was like,
I think
it was
AI
just a
wrote it.
catch. It was just a catch 22 with me. I just I was just thinking it's just gonna be a cruel summer all around, and I just wanted to get bad blood with everyone.
The mission for the second episode, I do want to mention Tiffany did have like that moment where she was like, I just want to speak on Ian's behalf, and like he did a lot to come here, and I'm realizing I didn't even mention the exit interview for Ian. But
Oh
he
yeah.
basically said that he was not. Um, he said he was a little concerned going in. I didn't have a ton of time to study, but I studied as much as I could. And he had realized that the faithfuls who were perceived as intelligent were getting murdered pretty early, so that was something he wanted to undersell. Um, and then he said he wasn't surprised at all about the murder. And he said, I mean, we were sitting in front of the gravestone. I took a good look around at the other options and I looked at Rob C. and I thought to myself, it's probably going to be one of us. And I'll tell you, I didn't sleep that night, slept zero. When I was taking a shower that morning, I said to myself, it's been really fun, but I think this is probably the end of the line.
And then there was a
Which is like,
fight.
damn. And then there was a fight in his room. Yeah, he had to break it up. Uh, it was Willie and Chef Joe. They broke in. But yeah, so I just wanted to at least say that for Ian's sake. But then Tiffany did mention that, and then of course we get a cut to evil Colton being like, Tiffany might be a traitor. And I'm like, God, I don't like
God
this. I don't like
forbid
it. This
she
show
like
is not going
speaks
great so
on
far.
like it was so like I hated that confessional because he was like, I don't know. I mean, like I know they're from the same show or whatever. It was like, so then like they know like so, like who
Like
gives a crap? Let her say something. Like I don't know. I thought that was so weird of him. Like
he's a weird individual where it's just like
he
she could literally
is.
say, "Look, I think these people are traitors because I saw them going after uh the cards," and then he could be like
Yeah.
in a confessional like, she's watching everyone's moves. She's so strategic. Of course she has to be a traitor. Why would she be saying this if she wasn't?
Yeah, I wonder if I was Colton Underwood, I would just be going to my confessional and just being like, "All right, I'm just gonna speed run through, and I'm gonna say why I think everybody's a traitor, and you could just edit it down to whenever I'm right, whenever it's like accurate or like applicable, just put it in my edit for me, please. Thank you."
Just slip
Um,
that in there.
uh, but I mean, with Tiffany, he's actually genuinely off. But it's just like after that Ian murder, going right into Colton being like, "I'm gonna target Tiffany next," which just felt like a personal shot to me at that point. It's just like, what is this show trying to do right now to me? It's
Oh,
just like, okay, everyone that
yeah.
you talked 3 hours and 40 minutes about last week, we're just gonna get all the people you were excited for. We're just gonna get rid of them. But we can have nice
I felt
things.
that too, especially Portia, like one of the two housewives that I was like, actually no, the three of them, but one of the
Also
three
them
housewives that I was excited for.
Well,
So
also
yeah.
them saying like, you know what the weirdest coupling was out of the whole thing? Tiffany and Michael. I'm like, mind you, anyone teaming up with Michael is odd,
Yeah.
but like the only choices for her were Ron, is who is linked up with Donna, or Michael Rappaport. Like, you know, it's not that the two personalities are the same, but it's like, what was she gonna do? Like, I,
I don't know, girl. I think she's way too far up his behind, if you're asking me.
I mean, they got shields.
Yeah. Yeah, Mary wants to talk about glazing bad gameplay. I'm not saying Tiffany's playing a great game. I would love to state that right now. I think Tiffany is being real weird with her gameplay right now. Whether it just
Yeah.
be, and I mean, mainly it's just teaming up with Michael. I think it's just a very strange thing for her to do. I don't see,
Well,
I get that she may think that he's a traitor and or latching onto someone who might be potentially a traitor is advantageous for some, but it's Michael. It is Michael.
but
He's
it
not
is
going
a
to be a traitor. NBC ain't going to cast him as a traitor. I'm sorry. Please trust NBC enough that they're not going to make Michael Rappaport a traitor and then like attach
we
yourself
also
to his hip. Like,
we also
come
have to
on.
trust NBC is going to at least cast someone from CBS to be a traitor. Like we can't expect anything from NBC. So I I can understand her logic though. I mean, Traitor Angel, at least at least if she at least if she in her world, if she thinks that he's a traitor, at least he won't go after her. But there's also it's a double edged sword because it's also Michael Rappaport. So it's like, like, what are you gonna do? Like,
I mean, sorry. I guess the line for me is just like going into a show thinking that anyone's going to have Michael Rappaport as the traitor. I think you just got to be a little bit more confident that they're not going to do that. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know who the man is. I think he's obnoxious and I think he's annoying as hell and I want him gone, obviously. But like I I think it's a good strategy to have a traitor angel on the show. I think it's hard when it's this early in the game and you're prioritizing somebody like that this much, in my opinion. Like, I understand Tiff's perspective, but I feel like at the same time, it's at least at how the episodes are edited for us, it looks like she's not really giving other people much time of day. And I feel like that's the detrimental part to her game,
Mm.
is that she's so attached to Michael that she's not really branching out to other people. And I feel like that's kind of where I'm like, girl, like, I don't know what you're doing with that, but I feel like you need to do something else. And then it's like she's even the gamers, it's like she's going around telling people, I think that the gamers, one of the traders, it's like she's not doing a good job of like maintaining relationships, in
Yeah,
my opinion.
no, I don't
So
think
I don't
so at
know.
all. And so far, it's only shown her with Michael, it feels like, or just like the contention of how people feel about her with Michael, especially in episode 3, choosing her as her partner before they even left the room, practically, you know? It's like, it's so weird to me. And I get that y'all are like saying it's a good strategy to have your traitor angel. I agree with you, but I think Michael has as much like chance as being a traitor as like one of the, I don't know, one of the coffins in the lock outside has as being a traitor. Like, I just don't think it's like, I just think it's a horrible choice to stake your game in, especially when it's aside from the other
Right.
gamers that are being murdered one by one. And maybe you think that that might save you if you tie yourself to Michael Rappaport, but if that's your like saving grace or your lifeline, then I think it's a really interesting choice to make. And that's the
I
best I
just
can say about it.
well, then it also hasn't come down to like it also hasn't come down to yet of Michael Rappaport like being like the one everyone's targeting. Like he has had a target, don't get me wrong, but like it hasn't come down to, oh, Tiffany, you have to vote for him or this, that, and the other. So it's like ultimately I think if he is a traitor and everyone wants to vote him, I think that she will vote for him because it's like, yeah, if he's a traitor, I want him out. But it just hasn't happened yet. And it's also like I don't think that she doesn't think that no way NBC would not cast one of the gamers and not put them in the turret. There at least has to be one of us. And if it's not me, then it has to be someone else like Jam Jam.
Well, I guess what confuses me, right? So if she thinks that Jam Jam is a traitor, so I like what Mary's saying in the chat, saying like, I if I am a gamer trader, yes, I would kill other gamers to be the only wolf surrounded by sheep. So again, Tiff has a correct idea how gamers would play. I agree. Because like I was saying, right? When I was like thinking about the secret trader, I thought it was like a gamer putting the other gamers on there or whatever the hell, right? I agree with that. I think um the problem with all of it is that she's so you think Jam Jam is a traitor, and you think Michael's a traitor, and you think Michael and Jam Jam are both traitors fighting with each other at the breakfast.
Right.
Like it's just like it's not clicking. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you could think Jam Jam is a traitor because I was having the same thing where I was like, oh my god, Tiff is a secret traitor. That's what this is. And then she
Yeah.
literally was saying what I was thinking, and I was like, oh, she's like I we're one right now, but she also think Michael is a traitor. So like
Yeah.
that's where it's like not working because I'm like they both
You
can't be. If you like
y-
what?
yeah, and you brought up another thing that I think we should also, I think it's also fair to say that Jam Jam is not correct for even. I think Jam Jam is also to blame for this, for having like a complete wrong take on the Michael
Yeah.
situation. Just don't say he's a
Hmm.
traitor. Don't say he's a traitor. Just say you hate him. He's probably faithful, but I need him to shut up or get
Right.
out of the game. Like if he had said that, that's fine. But instead he's arguing, they're arguing back and forth, be like, you're a traitor, you're a traitor.
Yeah, I was about to say
And
I need both of them to leave because Jam Jam like is pissing me off.
yeah,
Oh
he's
yeah,
not
he's a
helping the
whole other
matter
thing.
because I
No.
think they might be able to give Michael, but he's being so combative with Michael while also calling him a traitor that it's like you're just leading to more noise, or you're leading to your own elimination, or it might lead to Tiffany's elimination from what it looks like in a preview. I'm very worried for Tiffany based on Colton, based on Jam Jam, based on her, being
Mm-hmm.
attached to Michael. I think I think she's far more likely to be the fall on the sword than Michael is, if they're sticking together. If that's really where this is going right now,
But you
into the
know
next
who
one.
but you know who isn't on anyone's radar and is doing at least a decent job?
Who?
Rob Roush.
You know. we're actually talking about a woman. Men suck, especially Rob Rouch. Natalie.
Natalie, yeah. We
Yes.
talked about Natalie. I think that's probably a good time to talk about Natalie. So what I've really seen in Natalie so far, y'all can add or anything you want to this. She really came out in that first episode and said, "I'm gonna play an aggressive, faithful game, everybody." To which we were all like, "You didn't even have to tell us that. We knew that, Natalie. We've seen you." And then of course, on the car right there,
Well,
she's like, "Has anyone been thinking about shields?" And it's just like, Natalie, we know we already know you're thinking about shields. It's fine. We don't have to. We'll get there. But other than that, she was really the leader in going after Donna in that banishment. So she's had already a couple of good moments. I could see Natalie's getting a great edit so far. I think she's, she even had Rob C in that one confessional really elaborating on how strategic she is as a player too. So I think she's getting some good love, even if like I do like am sometimes like, okay, Natalie, it's fine. I feel like she gets very aggressive to the
Mm-hmm.
point where it makes other people be like, God, Natalie, where'd you come from? But I really like Natalie so far. Zach, I want you to talk about Natalie too.
I mean, I think that she's doing a good job so far. Her, uh, I think either y'all sent it or someone else did. Her strategy the whole time was no. I saw it on Twitter. Or she said her strategy the whole time was wear as little clothes as possible, so everyone sees how jacked she is, so they know that she's gonna be the one doing the challenges. Because, can I say bitch? Um,
You did already.
okay,
I don't know.
like so she can so she can push around little bitch boys like Colton who think I need a shield. Uh. And then Natalie is over here like, yeah, get on the wagon. You're not even doing anything with your big ass. Like, come on. So perfect. What? She did.
uh, yeah. I really do like Natalie. Nick, what do you think about Natalie? You can say
I
whatever words you want.
I I really like Natalie. I was very nervous for Natalie given her track record because she's very polarizing in my opinion. And when she had that first confessional, the one that you just quoted, Barrett, where she was like, "I'm gonna play an aggressive, faithful game," I was like, no, 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 no. Like, we need you to actually like tone that down a little bit and like not be out here yelling and screaming at people because
No,
like
no, don't
people
worry, guys.
think
I
you're
got this.
really, yeah, people
I'll
think
find
you're a little
everybody.
aggressive. So you might not want to. So yeah, I was
I
a
already have 12
little,
shields, y'all.
so
I
I
found
was
them all.
nervous. I'm not gonna lie. And she's another one where it's like her perception can easily get like her clocked, kind of like we were saying with, well, what I was saying with
Mm.
Ian. Natalie won Survivor. It's like they don't know anything outside of that. Like she won Survivor and she got second on the All Winners season of Survivor. They don't know that she was voted out for the entire season. If you
Mm.
just Google Natalie Anderson, you see first place, second place, and then you see her on The Amazing Race too. So it's like you see that she's got like an abundance of show that she's been a part of, and you know that she comes off very confrontational. Like Zack is saying she's wearing less clothes, so people know that she's brick and brawlic as hell. So she comes off a little intimidating, and that's what I was scared of. But I feel like she's doing a really good job of not coming across like that, despite like doing all these things. So I'm really happy that she's kind of mellow for now, but still being Natalie Anderson. And we saw a little bit of that when she went after Donna, I think it was,
Yeah.
in the round table. And I was like, okay, like here she is. But
Yeah, she's like,
it
just
didn't
because
come
you're
off
low
bad.
hanging fruit doesn't mean you're
Yeah.
not a traitor, Donna.
I
also
love her.
her also her looks that she gave Michael Rappaport whenever he was like, y'all are going after the best looking trader
Yeah.
or whatever. And he's like,
Yeah.
and she was like,
God. Waste of space. Yeah. Yeah, really excited to see Natalie. I think she does a good job at what's really important as a faithful now that she has actually like gotten a traitor or assisted in getting a
Mhm.
traitor. is what's really valuable now is that she keeps calling people out,
Yeah.
because as long as she keeps saying names, and if she's right, especially if she's able to say Rob R or Lisa Rinna or Candace, then that's only going to help her stay in the game at that point, because as soon as you murder her, if she's told everybody else about your names and she's gone, I'm sorry, you're next on the list. And if you have like one sus thing that people remember, you will be the next one banished. Like, I feel like as soon as Natalie says Rob R's name, and if she gets murdered right after that, everyone would, he would be gone, because it would be like, oh,
100%.
okay, well, everything makes sense now. I feel like there's always those moments where it's like you get halfway through the game and it's like, oh, wait, I've seen enough banishments now. Everything kind of clicks, and they
Yeah.
get rid of that person who's kind of been the laying low, which would be the Rob R. Or it may be Lisa once they figure out that it's obvious she would be a great traitor too. So,
Rob R, hopefully.
yeah. So yeah, I'm glad we had that aside for Natalie. I also think she's been very strong. It's also with Monet. I know someone called out that duo. I think that would be a fun duo to watch, and fun,
It's
faithful
Nick
duo.
in chat.
Thank you, Nick.
Oh my gosh,
Firestone.
twin twist.
Nadia is coming back. Where were we in our recap at this point? Because
after Ian.
after
Yeah,
Ian,
this.
so we had this mission in episode 2, the throne mission, where everyone's got to push everyone to the throne. Whoever's in the thrones at the end with their shield tokens is safe. So at the end, it's Jam Jam and
Ooh.
Carolyn, I believe, and someone else. I can't remember who.
Colton.
Colton, that's right. Colton waited until the very end there. Another good Colton edit with him including like, I'm just gonna wait until the end. But the Jam Jam and Mora moment was really the only thing I remembered, besides Jam Jam and Michael kind of arguing at the end, because Michael wanted to at least talk about it. Okay. So this banishment, we saw Portia go. We had Ron really going after Portia here, which backfired on him later on. We had Donna, or it was Candace that went after Donna. After Portia was getting some heat. So Candace tried to defend Portia. It ended up being a 10-8 to 1 vote, I believe is what 10-8 to 4, my bad. Where it was really between Donna and Portia. That last vote came down to Colton, who voted out Portia. So, or no, I'm thinking of Donna's vote, maybe. But so many things combined. In any case, Portia went. Revealed she's a faithful. Everybody groaned. I don't think there was anything else.
All grown.
Yeah, we got an Alexander Hamilton quote at the beginning of this roundtable, which I thought was very interesting. But that was about it, other than what I just said. Candace going after Donna was kind of fun, because it was the first time we really got to see 2 traitors going after each other, not knowing that each other is the traitor.
I didn't even think of that. Oh my god, you're so right. That's really funny.
So that was really fun. And it was like, I think it was that moment where Candace was like, and for all those reasons, you would be a great traitor. And Donna was like, probably her best moment, or my favorite moment of the 3 episodes for her, where she was like, that's very flattering. You would also be a great traitor. And they're like, what if you're both right?
Maybe.
In any case, let's move on. We're going to talk about the murder in plain sight from episode 2. So everybody gets a letter. They're saying tonight's going to be a murder in plain sight in the kitchen or wherever. There's going to be behind one of the drawings, paintings. You're going to open it up. There's going to be a box of cards. It's going to be the shortlisted players for tonight. If you're able to succeed, you will meet the secret traitor. Congratulations. If you don't get to meet the secret traitor. Sorry. So from there, we get to I'm really excited to hear y'all's thoughts on all of this. So we have everyone waiting around for the murder in plain sight to begin. Candace is like, I gotta come up with something as a distraction to get everyone out of this kitchen so we can get behind. Rob R is already like, I know which one it is, because it's the Reaper, duh. And so he's just waiting to get everyone out. And so Candace says, I think now would be a really good time for the conga line. And then everyone starts the conga line. And so everyone starts doing the conga line. Rob Sesternino is like, this feels like a murder in plain sight, a conga line in plain sight, if you will. and is like, "We have to hide, Tiffany. Conga line, hide." He literally says, which would be the funniest line ever if it wasn't like in the context of something awful. What happened afterwards? Um,
Mhm.
but so the conga line's going. Rob R ends up getting the cards. Ends up talking to Lisa Rinna at the chess table, like we talked about, and they decide on Rob R. Candace has no idea who got murdered, which I think is a kind of an interesting element of all of this.
Yeah.
And it ends up being, of course, the perfect person because Rob Sesternino, after all of this, says to Candace, "You were the one who started the conga line, right? I think this might be a murder in plain sight," clocking it, which would have been another reason to Candace, another saving grace to Candace's game early on here. But all of this happened. It ends up Rob Sesternino is the one murdered here. The shortlisted options for the murder in plain sight were Monet, Rob, Tara, and Kristen. And so I also kind of gathered it might be Rob Sesternino or Monet out of these shortlisted players, and was already worried. But I'm going to stop talking here because I want to get y'all's thoughts of the murder of Rob Sesternino in this murder in plain sight. That's actually a murder not in plain sight because you didn't have to actually touch any of the players, and it's actually not all of the players because it's a shortlisted version of the players, so you don't actually have to rely on circumstance at all. It's really just you choosing. But anyway, Nick, you go first. Talk about this.
Okay, so like I said, going back into my little theory here, like when I saw the short list, I was like, okay, well now I'm off of Rob being the traitor because like why would he put himself on the short list? That'd be friggin' crazy. So instead, I was now onto maybe this is Tiffany. Like this was when I was like, Tiffany is out here like pulling the strings, and this is what we think is going on now. So I was up to Tiffany now in my master plan. But when they were like sitting there playing chess, Lisa and Rob, I thought that they were gonna murder either Kristen or Tara. They were like the two that wasn't Rob and Monet, right?
Yeah.
So I thought it was either one of those two. Because again, I was like, well, they just did a gamer. They're not going to want to do another gamer. And Monet seems to be like fine. I feel like she wasn't like, this big personality yet. Or I don't know. I feel like there was more to be shown with Monet still. So I was like, probably one of the two that we haven't seen much of yet. But then when they were sitting there playing and it flashed to that like scene where like Rob was like kind of here and like Rob R was sitting there and he was like, this one. And I was like, they're killing Rob C. I was like, they're killing Rob C. And they're setting this up right now for us to see it. And I was like trying not to believe it, but yep, it unfortunately was the
Yeah.
case. So I thought the conga line though was really dumb, and to me
Oh, yeah.
too. I know I'm like jumping around, but like so when they were like in the room, and like Rob was like, "Oh, did you start the conga line or whatever?" And he was like, I feel like there might be like a murder in plain sight going on. And Candace had that confessional where she was like, how are you telling me what I'm doing? And I thought
Yeah.
that was the funniest thing ever because I was like, he literally was. And he had no idea.
I mean, that goes to show how smart Rob Sesternino is, but that he just immediately saw a conga line and was like, I think there might be someone getting murdered right now. I think that's so brilliant. And it's just
he
like,
wanted no part of it. Like he's
no.
like
Yeah, Zach, how in the world did we have someone that's smart enough to know that a murder in plain sight is going on, is correct about it, is correct in the ways previously to avoid it, but still gets murdered in plain sight? Tell me how that happens. But also just give me your thoughts on all this.
That's why I feel like, has there been a murder in plain sight that's failed?
Not that I've seen. And there may have been one.
I don't think that there has
Not
been
that I've
because
seen.
I don't know about failed. I've seen ones that have been like people have figured out how it happened afterwards. But the thing is, like, it counts on the show to like tell them or for them to figure it out, because I've seen hosts be like, there was a murder in plain sight last night, and then Alan doesn't say that. Alan doesn't
that's the thing though. They say it has to be successful, but it's always going to be successful then, isn't it?
Well, if it's
No.
in that case, no, because someone could have walked in on them, prevented
Could they
them
have?
from throwing a card
Really?
in the fire.
I mean, yeah.
Just I've got my old classic Terra card on me that I'm thinking about
Tarot?
throwing in
Right.
the fire.
I feel like they
Tar-
could have easily been
tarot.
caught.
Yeah, you get up.
Yeah.
No, you could easily be caught, whether it's Rob R
Could they?
opening up the drawing, getting the card. Like there's a million ways you could get caught, and then of course it
But
would be
we
over
have
at that
yet to
point.
see it though.
Okay, what are you asking?
I'm just saying, like, I feel like
What do you think? It's rigged?
I'm not saying it's rigged, but I also think like we've never seen anyone get caught yet. So it's like, is there really anything like, ooh, we're gonna get caught? Ah, it's so exciting, it's so riveting, and it's like, is it though? Like, two people already kind of know what's happening, so it's like, well, the illusion breaks and stuff, and also the conga line. Stupidest thing ever. Like I would have automatically been like, why the fuck are we doing a conga line? First off, second off, I'm just like, I am not going to be a part of this. Like, what? No,
I love.
like, what?
You can see it in the clip too, really. That like Lisa, I love Lisa's reaction. Well, I don't have the clip of it, but you can see when you watch the episode, Lisa just like processes it when the Candace is like conga line and is like, you can see, I could tell that she thought it was not a good idea, but she was just like, yes, yes, and yes, ending everything. But
Also, what? Go
no,
ahead.
I was just gonna say like, I think the conga line, all of this would have been funny if it wasn't Rob Cesternino that got murdered, the guy who knew that it was going on that got murdered. It just doesn't, like, it feels wrong. It feels like he had no chance to save himself, which is like,
That's
if that was the case, then what was the point of doing it?
exactly. That's my thing about it. Is like, I feel like if someone already knows it's happening, I feel like that's a failed thing. So they shouldn't be able to, like, they shouldn't be able to meet the traitor. I feel
Well,
like
no, that's why they changed the rules of it, and like, or changed how the
Yeah.
murder is done. So like, typically him knowing it would have saved him, like, because he just wouldn't have been involved. He
Right.
would have distanced himself.
Right.
So
Exactly. Yeah, like Barrett's saying. So like, in past, like they've had to like touch this cup or like take a sip from the drink or like
yeah,
something, but it felt like there was nothing that like he chose to not interact with anybody and still got murdered. So it just feels like a regular murder, as I guess what you
yes,
guys are saying.
that's a good way of putting it.
and
Yeah.
that's why it should not. I still think it should not have. I think regardless, I think there should have been like, you have failed, and
But they
because
didn't
people
fail. That's the thing. They successfully
already.
took the card and put it in the fireplace. Rob Cesternino just saying, I think there's a
Yeah.
murder in plain sight happening doesn't make it
Yeah.
a fail.
All
he
the
didn't
lights
know what
turn
they were
red and they end the
doing.
game, and
Well,
So
that's
that
what
means
I
wait, Zach, let
feel
me
like.
say this. So like
Oh my God.
every single night in the Traitors Castle now, someone could go, I think there's a murder happening in plain sight, even when there's not and it just doesn't count. Like,
Well, that people
no, they
are gonna
have to
do that.
say what they're doing, though. They did not get caught taking a tarot card out of the wall and putting it into the fireplace.
I also think.
can I say
Like,
one more thing about
people-
Tiffany?
I also.
Rob
Yes.
Cesternino told Tiffany Mitchell that there was a murder in plain sight probably happening. She remembered this. He gets murdered, and there's a slight hint from Alan that there might have been a murder in plain sight, saying that Rob C was murdered right under your noses, and Tiffany doesn't say anything about it.
yeah.
She's, no, I'm busy with Michael and Jam Jam,
That's their
I just
argument.
think that it should have failed because I feel like the whole purpose of it. I like if someone knows like, obviously you can literally say, oh, there's a murder in plain sight happening tonight. Or it's just like, well, what's your proof or something like that? Like, it's like,
Well, right. What was Rob's proof? He
who
felt
the fuck does a
something
conga line?
feels
And,
off.
who the fuck does a
But the
conga
conga
in
line wasn't the
2026?
murder. That's the
In
thing. Like
2026.
they were not caught doing the task, so it counts.
Why
Just
the
because
fuck
someone
are
thinks
Lisa
there's a
and
murder
Rob
in
You
all
guys-
plain sight
playing
going.
chess? They never have
Yeah.
played chess before. Why are they playing chess?
Well, ask Rob. He watched them, and he didn't say nothing. Like Rob
Rob R.
Cesternino
could've
was
just
right there.
Yeah.
I just think that I think that there is meddling pseudo in whether we know or not. I don't know. We weren't on the sets, but I feel like there is certain aspects put into there where it's like they really can't fail if it happens.
They could
Okay.
have failed.
I mean,
but
I don't think so. I think
someone could have watched them take the cards out of the wall or had watched them put the stuff in the fireplace.
I could have seen a camera crew being like, we're getting in front of them right now, and they can't get around us while they do this in the other room. And then they're just standing there like, and they're like, get out of the way. We're trying to do a conga line. It's like,
Well, in the
waiting on
same sense, it would be like, why is there a camera op just with Rob R?
Well,
So I mean, like,
exactly.
you could argue both ways
exactly.
about this. I don't agree with you at all, though, Zach. In summary, but that's like,
I just think that the risk involved with this, it just feels like it's something that the studio would not let fail because of
I,
this entertainment value in it.
there's entertainment in it not working though, too. That's the thing.
But we haven't seen it yet. It's been 4 seasons, and you're
I think,
telling me that
well, then I think that should be blamed on the stakes that they're given in the castle. Maybe they need a smaller castle. Maybe they need more of a chance for people to walk into a room every
but I
now and
also
then.
but
I don't know.
there
The
are
meddling
there
that
are
you're looking for is with the producers and who they cast as the
Mm-mm.
traitors. I think
and
is
I
more
think
so
that
what.
out of 4 seasons, what 20 people about 20 people every season, you're telling me that out of the not only that, a smaller pool of people, like 5 or 6ish people each season, you're telling me every single time each person without a hitch like are going to complete this without utter failure? None.
It's
Zach, I do
happened.
not think that everything that happens in shows like this is 100% factual. I mean, we can, in this very show, we have so many questions. I really don't think the murder in plain sight is one of those questions.
I
But
do,
I don't
but
think you shouldn't ask these questions. I just think that it was bad circumstances with a badly or a poorly planned twist that didn't really feel good at the end of it or feel satisfying with, or at least maybe I'm biased with who we were rooting for, but or who you both said you were looking forward to the most last week. But I don't think there was them specifically saying we want to get this Survivor player out. Like
I
I don't
think there
think that they're.
was. I think there was. It was the housewives people. Like, we know that you're
Right.
Candace. We know that you're Candace and Lisa. We know that you're a traitor, but we're gonna get Rob C out because
Yeah.
we gotta get Rob C and then Natalie and Tiffany and then Jam Jam. We gotta make sure it's only Bravo people so that they know their place.
Yeah, whatever. I think they planned this murder in plain sight and then decided on the secret traitor thing afterwards and then realized the last second that it actually wasn't going to work as well as I thought it was. Because the short list really just ruins a murder in plain
It
sight
does.
in the outset of it. So, um,
I hard agree with that. But again, we know who created that. Not Rob or the housewives. So
Mm,
yep. Okay. So Rob Sesternino is murdered. Ooh, he's definitely crying when he found out he was murdered, and that made me very sad.
yeah.
And
Nick was happy.
Nick
Who
was
said I
Rob-
was happy?
Nick was crying like
dominates over
Danielle
here.
Reyes on the ground over there shaking.
Love Island. My show is winning finally.
I mean, it is.
Finally, just one Rob in
So
this house. Okay. Yeah, Nick, I know you weren't happy about this murder. Don't let Zach be mean to you. I won't get on Zach's side next time he does that. I promise. Okay. Okay, what do we have after Rob C getting murdered? Oh yeah, we find out that there's a round table before the mission today, magically. I wonder what's going to happen. Alan says we're having a round table to get rid of Donna before the mission today, and so then we go into the round table before the mission, and Tiffany talks to Michael and is like telling him he needs to chill, and they're like breaking into that secret bookcase room together. And they're like, if Donna's the traitor, Ron Funches has to be next. And I'm like, great, let's just keep adding people that I like that we're just gonna go after. I love this game. I love it. But we get to the round table. It's really just let's go after Donna, a little bit of Ron, but it's Donna on a vote of 18 to 1. The only other votes that weren't for Donna were from Jam Jam and Michael, respectively, which is like, Jam Jam, the hell are you doing? But that is what happens. Donna Kelsey reveals herself as the secret traitor. I think we had this up earlier. Oh no, where was it? There we go. Then we get the whole like montage of her. Here's what happened when she became the secret traitor, and that's really it. She kind of just leaves. There's nothing else, and then we go into the mission. So I feel like we've talked about the secret traitor enough at this point. We probably don't need to go back again. Did y'all? But specifically for this round table that just kind of popped up, what is it? Obviously, we've decided that it wasn't just because I saw someone say like they did this so they would have one person left out in the next mission. But then I watched the episode and I was like, that actually makes no sense at all
It
because they
doesn't.
needed multiple. They needed everyone
Yeah.
to be partnered up. So what was this? What are we missing, Zach? This is really where you need to come to shine with the questions of is that what's going on behind the scenes, because like what the fuck was this?
This was all Rob R's fault.
Is that what we're leading towards? Okay, Nick, what did you think this was?
I don't know.
I don't know either. So I was very confused because at first I was under the impression of you, Barrett, where I was like, okay, well maybe it was like the challenge setup or something, or maybe this has to do with the secret traitor setup and how they're gonna meet them and they need a specific amount of people. I don't know, but like I was like trying to think about it too because I've never seen this where they've done the round table before the mission, and so very weird for me. I also thought, like I said too, my conspiracy was that it was a gamer, and I was still under that impression up until Donna Kelsey said, "I'm a traitor," and I literally was like I wish I recorded my own reaction because I was like, they just wasted this banishment on this woman and like da 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 to myself, and then like she gets up there and she's like, "I'm a traitor," and I was like. Like I was floored, I will say. So,
well, I'm so used to this show. Like I think I like absentmindedly almost watched like the other seasons of this show when I was like really binging it and stuff. And so like I got used to the format and everything, and got I don't know, it's like I almost got so used to there being all confirmed traitors that when Donna got eliminated, I was like in the back of my mind, I'm still like, okay, I'm waiting for her to say she's a faithful. And so when she said that, I went, oh, and then I went, oh. Yeah, that makes sense though, right?
Yeah, me too.
Like, it was like everything, and then it was like, oh, this is what the show is, isn't it? It kind of was like unfortunate, or the icing on the cake, maybe after an Ian Rob C murder.
Yeah.
It was Zach, your girl.
Very weird.
Yeah, I called it. She didn't last that long, unfortunately. No one had her back. That's the thing about like secret traitors, is that not even the traitors can have your back. So it's like, why is this woman acting suspicious? Like she's being weird. So yeah.
Okay, for the mission, we really
bad.
she did something. Oh no, bad blood. Ron's now alone, no partner, automatically up for murder because he has no partner. Their competition or their mission is to go find 10 skulls in the forest and bring it back and stack them up. But they stack them up 10 skulls before their 10-minute timer is up, or whatever, however much time it was. Then their partner gets freed and they are not going to be up for murder. So we end this. Johnny Weir does the worst by far of anyone. He doesn't even get a skull back. Doesn't even return to the cage by the time the time is up. Roxy Hotman is also in chat, everybody. Hi, Roxy. And so by the end of this, we have, and of course I didn't even put it in my notes. We have Ron Funches, we have Lisa Rinna, who's pretending to be up for murder. We have Eric, and we have Kristen Kitsch, who I think is going to get murdered, and who I'm going to ask y'all next. Who do you think is going to get murdered out of this group by the time we see this next episode?
You regret killing me, you cowards!
Oh yeah, I forgot about Ron. The episode ends with Ron Funches just yelling at the traitors as they stand behind him. Which is actually kind of a funny scene. Or I kind of like how they did this. It's like in last season when they had the murder face to face, but everyone's just tied to a tree in front of them, which I kind of liked, and they're pleading their case like last season. But Ron's was the best by far. It was just like not pleading, just anger. But out of this group, who do y'all think is going to get murdered?
Can you say the names again?
So we have. Oh my gosh. Kristen, we have Eric, and we have Ron. I think it's really just those three.
Oh, we forgot about Lisa.
Well, Lisa's not going to be. That's why I didn't include her.
But
everyone else is assuming that Lisa might be up for murder, but she's not actually.
That's funny.
I mean,
important to state.
They tie Lisa up on the tree just for a scene.
Yeah, I like to think they're all actually there together, and they're all just hearing each other give their pitches, and so Lisa has to give a fake one.
Like a fake plea to herself.
Yeah.
If there's 2 other traitors, can't they vote to kill her?
No, that's not how this one works. It's just a murder, so they.
Oh.
No.
There would be no point for as many traitors as there are if they if they could just
Yeah.
outvote another.
Uh,
I think, huh.
Hmm.
Well, it's hard, right? Because I feel
Carolyn,
like,
Carolyn's also there. My bad, everybody.
oh, Carolyn.
I
Okay.
totally forgot that Carol. I thing with Carolyn though is like I totally put her in the back of my mind because of housewife. So
Yeah. I
I
don't
didn't think
think
she
they're
was
gonna kill
even
Carolyn. I see it's hard though because I'm like, well, then they have to go the random route, which is like Eric or
Eric.
Kristen. I don't think they're gonna kill Ron.
I think they're gonna kill
I
Tiffany
No,
because she's
Ron's
a
gonna get
gamer.
votes. So
They're
yeah, they're
gonna,
gonna.
yeah, because God forbid the traders do something random.
I'm gonna say
Uh,
Eric.
Okay,
That's
so
my
you say
pick.
Eric. I think it's gonna be Kristen just
I
because they've been picking. I feel like Kristen's had a couple more reads where I'm like, you're showing off your smarts, and Brett actually was so worried about this. Top Chef. Um, oh my gosh, Top Chef extraordinaire, Brett Ashley Hawkins was analyzing Kristen
Yes.
Kish and was worried about this specific scenario where she might be looked at as too smart. And little did we know it'd be in a scenario full of just shortlisting because every murder has been shortlist everybody so far.
mm,
So yeah,
um I think I could see it being Kristen.
okay, Kristen,
She's
Kristen,
They
Eric.
haven't murdered any girls yet either.
Yeah, and I
So
feel
Mhm.
like that's the next. I feel like she's the next best thing to a gamer. You know, you gotta adapt to the knives. You gotta adapt to the food.
I guess so.
sure.
This is yeah, Straters is always evolving. Um,
Stop
so
it.
okay, with that, if we have Kristen go, I don't understand. I do think getting rid of a housewife was really important for Lisa and Candace and Dorinda, um,
Caroline.
and Caroline. Sorry, I keep forgetting Carolyn. Caroline. I don't even know how to pronounce her name. That's how much I don't really care
Me
about her in
neither.
this
That's
game. I'm so
good.
sorry.
Whoops. Me
Yeah.
neither.
Can you remember she might get murdered? Or passed away, as Ron would say in that one round table
Passed
for
away.
Ian.
Please, that took me out. Like when Ian passed away, like he literally
Yeah.
passed away on set. Like
We didn't talk much about like I guess Lisa Rinna voting out Portia, but do you want to talk about like how important is it for housewives to really hold together that like one of them or two of them are not traitors because when it should be so fucking obvious to everyone else that
I
it's going
know.
to be one of them. That's why I was really shocked about Lisa's vote because the more rounds in this game that all five housewives stay in this game, the more chance that when someone inevitably just says, okay, well, it's one of you, you're not the first person that they try to go after. And so I didn't really understand that vote from Lisa and you know, especially knowing full well that Portia was a faithful, when she could have just easily thrown that vote on someone else and not looked, I don't know, not looked quite as suspicious or
Yeah,
not had that moment where Dorinda's like, we just had that public moment where the housewives went against each other. We can't have that.
I
So
know. It's hard, right? Because like I get that, but at the same time too, you don't want to be like so lumped in with them where you look unbreakable with them too, in my opinion. Like you don't want to be perceived as an alliance because then they're going to want to try to break you guys up anyways.
right.
And I think the thing too with Lisa, because if you watched, like she was like asking the people around her like what they were doing, and I feel like that was new for me. I don't remember that
Yeah.
being like a thing in traders before of like talk like not like a live tribal, but like that kind of aspect where they're like whispering to each other of like what are you doing? And the vote
Yeah.
was very close. So I think she was trying to get a read on like where the majority was going and trying to go that way because like she said in her confessional there's a
Yeah.
lot of evidence against Portia because when you're going around saying when we murdered Ian and all of the other things that Portia was doing but like I know Portia's just dumb and does things like that and it's like obvious that the other housewives were under the same thing where they're like well yeah that's Portia being Portia so it's like really hard because you don't want the housewives to look like they're housewives strong, but
Hmm.
at the same time, when you're a traitor, you want people that can like fall on the sword for you, like what you're saying, Barrett, where it's like, well, they're gonna think it's a housewife eventually. And what's gonna happen when that's the case, Lisa? Like they're gonna start looking at you.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's hard because I see both sides of
Like
the
with most
thing.
strategies and traders, you see both sides of it, and each one can
Yeah.
probably be correct if you
Yeah.
really watch the season play out.
I mean, I feel like housewives in themselves, like we've seen it time and time again, where it's like they're just so loyal to each other, where it's like it's gonna be look weird if they don't do that versus like with other people. So um I really don't know what would be the
Yeah.
best way to tackle that.
Yeah, in the same sense that like I think of what y'all said about the secret trader potentially being a gamer at first and just trying to get out other gamers as a smoke screen. I
Mm-hmm.
do think that could be a strategy. Like I could see a season like this where you have Tiffany trying to get out other people as a shield for herself. And because if you do get down to just say like your first three murders are all gamers, suddenly it's like oh my gosh, someone's trying to get revenge on all the gamers. Could it be the housewives? The housewives are so housewives
Mm-hmm.
strong, and so you can use that. It's just this show seems so set up to where I don't think people feel like they can even take that risk necessarily because it's so divided based on the shows, which I think is such like a negative on the celebrity version of this compared to civilians.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard. As a Housewives fan, it's hard because it's like I get it. And I think that like that's the thing with them. Like I even said this on the cast analysis too, but like they did like a lot of the housewives. They did like some of the housewives in on the weakest link, and they were all voting to keep each other even though they were all getting the
Mhm.
questions all completely wrong, but they kept
Ugh.
staying because they had the numbers to vote out all of the people who were answering the questions correctly. So it's like you see like the housewives just like stick together in shows like this. So it's hard, right? Because like we're saying too, like they have this perception, but Lisa's trying to like go against that perception to try to make it look like,
Mhm.
hey, even if like a housewife is a traitor, I'm trying to vote them out because I'm a faithful. And like Portia had a lot of evidence against her, so I'm gonna vote her out. Like I get it, you want to try to like distance yourself to an extent.
Yeah.
So
I think you brought up a great point in saying like Lisa kind of making the live tribal at the round table,
mhm,
asking people, and it could have been a case where she just thought maybe Portia was going to have the majority a lot more than what it ended
right.
up being. So I that's a good point that I didn't even really think about. And it also would go to more to her credit to look like a confused faithful. Where are we going to go in a close vote? Um, but I don't know. You can only keep that up for so long as Lisa Rinna probably.
Oh yeah.
Like she said when she was talking to Alan, where he was like, why do you think you'd be a good trader? And she's like, because I'm Lisa fucking Rinna. Like, yeah, I think other people
Exactly.
probably think that too. Would Lisa be able to do that though? Yes. Like
Yeah.
that's how confident you are that she could be a trader. And I wonder right now if like in the game, if Carolyn and Dorinda know that Lisa is a traitor, just like Portia probably figured it out for
Right.
Candace's sake. So I'm really interested to find out
That's a good
all about
point.
that in the post game because that's never anything that traders likes to edit into their shows for some reason, and I never really understood that.
No.
Okay,
Portia did
I
say in her exit interview, real quick, just saying that, like,
mhm.
looking back, she's like, yeah, Lisa Rinna would sell a puppy down the river. I thought that was really funny. So, yeah, she has the perception.
I feel like someone else made a comparison to how quickly they would sell out their soul in the game when it came to the housewives. I'm trying to remember. I feel like someone said that in one of the episodes already, but that's gonna kill me. But it was something along those lines too that I really liked. Who do y'all? I guess if we want to like make predictions of any sort, maybe we can make a prediction for we made our murder predictions for next episode. What if we made our
Hmm.
banishment prediction as well? We can keep our prediction game going a bit, and then maybe we can have like our first ever potential winner picks. I don't know. That'd be complicated because we can have anywhere from like 1 to 4 winners
Yeah.
probably. So maybe, and then obviously it could be one of the traders right now. So maybe we need to hold off on that. But for
Or
now,
don't.
banishment next week. We'll have probably another murder and banishment on top of that with the next episode.
Hmm.
We could even give our full predictions for that too. Do y'all want to do that?
I, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. At the very least, who do we think is going to get banished next episode? Because coming into it, we have like Ron Funches, who's probably going to have some eyes on him based off of supporting Donna. well, not probably, definitely will. We see Tiffany and Jam Jam are going to go after each other. I imagine Michael's going to be in the mix on this. Who do we think is going to get banished?
I want to go out on a whim here and say
Whim?
Jam Jam.
A whim or a limb?
I don't know, whatever the expression is. I'm doing that.
Limb. Go out on a
And
limb.
and I'm saying Jam Jam. That's my guess.
Jam Jam. Okay. I still think it's gonna be Ron. I think with Jam Jam, it's like you can only get so many people on Michael's side. I just don't think. I think it's way more likely that Tiffany goes being attached to Michael as opposed to Jam Jam gets voted out being against Michael. If that makes sense.
I think that if I'm reading into the edit, I feel like Tiffany, like, I don't know
Tiffany's
what
also
else.
in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think Tiffany is in trouble too. But I feel like there's gonna be something with like the Tiffany and Michael. Like there's gonna be something more there to the point where I don't think that neither of them are gonna get like banished next.
Okay.
I think it'll be somebody else. Like I think there's more to that storyline between Tiffany and Michael.
Who do you think, Zach?
I think that. Who do I think? I really want it to be Jam Jam. I could see Jam Jam going. Either I feel like it's between Michael or Jam Jam because it's like either Michael won't shut up or Jam Jam just won't stop egging Michael on. And they just want to get rid of one of them, and it's like, well, one of them has to be a traitor. And I could see like someone, even though I don't want this to happen, I could see like a Monet get killed. So I'm gonna say Jam Jam and Monet.
Okay.
Or no. How about this? Instead of Monet, I think that Mark is gonna get killed just because.
Okay. Mark is giving so much. I'm gonna get killed randomly. To me right now,
100%.
just based he hasn't really been. Every time they have shown him, it's been so like minimal. I don't know. I'm not getting anything from Mark. Eric has given a little bit more, but also gives like I'm probably just gonna be murdered overnight one night. Nobody's gonna ever be suspicious of me. So I don't have Steven is getting an interesting edit. He's very much the like, I'm just gonna be nice. I'm gonna be the nicest, kindest, most mannerly person possible. I'm gonna help Donna Kelsey down the stairs. I'm gonna make sure I give all the shield tokens to the women, so they can go sit on the throne. That's all I've gotten from Steven. So I don't see him going anywhere anytime soon either, unless he's just so nice that the traitors are just like, fuck, just kill Steven. Like I don't know, almost like the unhelpful faithful, where he's like so nice and not really giving any names also to the group. I don't know. I don't know where I see Steven going.
Even
there's a lot of people I forget about
here. I forget about a lot of people in this cast. I'm not gonna lie, but Steven is one of those people that I really do forget about him a lot, like the most. I wish I could forget everybody.
I wish I forget about Rob R.
Well, you can't, and he's here to stay. So
Nick Firmstone
and when he recruits Natalie Anderson, I don't want to hear anything. So
yeah, Zach, you asked if we.
No.
She wouldn't say no.
She would not say no. We all know Natalie ain't saying no.
Who the fuck is she? Pilot Pete? I don't think so. No. Yeah, Nick Firmstone said Mark has a yo-yo in a cutscene for the castle bedrooms. That's pretty cool. Okay, I take back everything I said. I want Mark to be the faithful that wins. Mark Ballas, the sole faithful that wins the game. My prediction. I'm kidding.
Oh.
Unless I'm right, then use this. But no, I'm not predicting them. I will say another banishment or murder, like Zach predicted. I don't like Monet as a prediction, Zach.
I changed it.
Wait, what did you say? Mark. Okay. That's why we started all this. Okay, I'm back. The next murder, Mark is a good choice. I'm not gonna copy you though. Let's say like Tara. I think Tara Lipinski got Johnny and Tara. The only thing that they've hinted at is like they don't want to play the game together, but eventually they will. And so I don't really know
the game.
Well, Johnny couldn't even find a skull and bring it back. So, and he fell into the water in that other mission. So I don't know what's going on with Johnny exactly. Yeah, I think a winner pick right now. Let's see. Daryl said that one moment of Michael telling Rob R that he's too quiet felt like it was kept in because Rob R wins. Not a bad idea. Rob of the traders right now, I think Rob R would
Mm.
most likely win. It's just like he he has to be
Oh
more
yeah.
vocal at a certain point, or he has to go against one of the traders. Like he has to get somebody. Like that's the only way this works for a trader to get the end, is that they have to publicly go against other people. And how is Rob R going to do that? And is it going to seem natural for him to go from like Rob R to argumentative? This is why I think this person's a trader out of nowhere. Rob R is like, he has to almost like set himself up to be that, or else it's going to come off so obvious to people. It's just like, who put a nickel in Rob R all of a sudden?
Hey, he's my winner pick.
It's definitely a
Yeah.
choice.
It's an accurate one.
I would love if Moira and Rob R got to the end.
Yes!
And then
Oh my
Rob R
God!
gets
That
to
would be
steal.
so good. Moira would be gagged.
Oh, good timing. Good timing, Mary, on that.
That was good timing.
Or what
100%. I would love it.
What
Yeah.
if Mora gets one on Rob R and then just votes him out or whatever?
I would be equally as standing. I like Moira too.
So wait, is Mora's his ex, right?
No, they weren't
No.
even on. No, not at all. Moira is from Love Island UK. Rob is
Oh.
from the US edition. Yeah,
Oh.
but Moira hosts the after show
Yeah.
from Love Island. So
Oh,
like they do
okay.
know each other, but like not like that.
They know each other.
Traitor. I did love that moment at the first episode, pretty much right at the beginning, when Moira and Rob R were talking to each other, and she was like, "I'm surprised you're here," and he's just like, "Yeah." And she's like, I hope you don't vote me out or kill me or whatever she said. And he's like, maybe. I'm like, okay. I wonder if that'll ever come back. Like,
He's so like nonchalant. I love it.
they so
Sure.
nonchalant that it's like Donna Kelsey should be obvious to people at a certain point that he's the traitor. This is why I don't think he's gonna win. But like, they really are painting him to be like the traitor. It seems like, based off of everything that
He
he's done so
is.
far. So I don't know. Alan said that at the end of episode 6 there is a round table that is going to
I
leave
do remember
everybody
hearing
floored.
this.
So
Yeah.
I wonder what's going to go down. We're going to have a Danielle Reyes Carolyn round table for the ages again,
And
where
that's the
everyone
next
has to
one?
Candace
split
versus
into fandoms.
Candace versus Lisa Rinna at the round table.
Candace says, "I do too little," or "I do, you do too much," or "I do too much because you two do too little."
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's gonna be an interesting path for Rob R specifically. Everyone else I can kind of see. With Rob, I'm like, I have no idea what his
Because
path
he's
is gonna take.
winning.
Okay, and Zach's gonna
Stop.
scream.
Let
If he
him.
wins, I mean, if he wins, I'd be fine with it. It's just that he's been annoying, and he's just gonna go back to his
Yeah.
podunk. He's gonna go back to his podunk trailer and just not talk to anyone again until he comes back for Love Island All Stars or something, or Love Island games, and it's like, oh, I didn't think you would be here, and he'd be like, yeah.
Okay.
I'm here for it.
What else do we want to talk about from these first few episodes
Who do we think could get recruited? As Nick Firmstone is asking.
down the line?
Natalie...
Oh, that's actually. Well, let's think. So I'm obviously thinking like Big Brother right now, of course. Is there anyone from our string or between Big Brother and Survivor from this past year for us that you could see playing traitors one day?
Oh, I thought we were talking about who would get recruited as a traitor, but do you want to talk
Oh,
about
that's
would...
totally what that meant. Let's do that first, and then I do actually want to ask you all that question. So recruited. Natalie was a great answer.
Natalie is a great answer, 100%. I see. At first, I was gonna say Tiffany, but now I'm not on that train anymore. I don't think that they would want to recruit her. I think that Natalie or Monet are the best options, and I think that that duo, as Nick Firmstone has said in chat, is his favorite. I think that they're being highlighted because something's gonna happen down the line where one of them is gonna be the traitor. and the other one's going to be the faithful, and something's going to go down. So that's my theory with that duo. I
Yeah.
love that duo as well, but I think one of those two is going to get recruited, Monet or
Mhm.
Natalie, for sure.
I like that.
Hmm.
I think Monet would be so fun as a traitor. Obviously,
A hundred
I think
percent.
I want to say even Monet said like the strategy is to get recruited down the line as the preferable one,
Mm-hmm.
but I agree with that as well. I always there's always it's always circumstantial though for like recruiting a traitor if you have of course strategic traitors. So like I love like dragging someone in to be like that got votes at the last banishment to then immediately be thrown to the wolves
Oh,
again and just to see
same.
how they react to it and
I
like
love
to
it.
see. So I think that could definitely happen. So depending down the line, that could get scary with the options of who would be recruited if that's the strategy that they want to take with it. But I also am a fan. Like if they got rid of Rob R as the house, or the housewives got rid of Rob R somehow, and then they just recruited another housewife, I could see
I
that
just had that
too.
thought. That's why I raised my hand. I was like, wait a minute. Or like, what happens if like Rob wants to recruit Moira down the line,
Yeah.
and it becomes kind of like the Danielle and Brittany situation.
Yes. For sure. That could
So,
definitely happen.
but
I
oh my
think
god, imagine all three traders as housewives.
It
That'd
would
be
be the course correction that I think
crazy.
NBC wanted for this season.
A
well,
hundred percent.
it's about to be nothing but housewives in this game, so we're not far
If it was,
off.
I would like
I
it if
love
it
it.
was all housewives. So it would
I mean, I
actually
wouldn't
make me
mind
a lot
it.
less stressed to watch.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I would love it, honestly. That
Because then
actually
I'll
would be really fun. So
Oh my gosh, what if it's all housewives? If it's all housewives, that means they have Michael Rappaport join because he's a housewife on the
he's a
inside.
sixth housewife, yeah.
Yeah, he's a housewife wanting to burst out or whatever.
he wants, yeah, that was my first note. I think it's just, does Michael Rappaport want to be a housewife? This was not like a plot
I
line that I
didn't
thought was going to be in here.
Me neither.
I didn't know he was that big of a fan.
It's weird to me that he's that big of a fan. I'm gonna be honest. It's kind of strange to me that he's that attached to the housewives with the rest of his life that I know
Yeah,
about.
he said
I don't like it.
that's the
Let's see
most
what you trying to
disrespectful
say.
that's the most
Yeah.
disrespectful thing is to think that he would go after the housewives. Like he's like, that's the most disrespectful thing you could ever say to me. And it's like, is it?
Yeah, Carolyn's a wealthy person that lives in Dubai, and I still think Michael's a worse person. So, if that goes to say anything, actually, no, they're probably competing. Anything else?
Uh
Hmm.
I honestly think that Natalie and Monet are gonna be the winners.
That's
Okay.
not a bad guess either. I like they have a really good edit right now. And I don't think that that's bad to say something like that. I like that.
Nick Firmstone
Oh,
agrees.
when did Nick
Um,
Firmstone write that?
and then of course Mary said, "Just accept that we are going to lose three of Jam Jam, Tiff, Natalie, and Monet over the next two episodes. Don't ever say
Yeah.
anything like that." But I will accept probably one of those. One of those people is going to be gone. Yeah, I really do think Tiffany would be the banishment. Unfortunately,
Oh,
I
that
think signs are
kills
pointing towards it.
me.
I just don't see why they included Colton's like stuff, especially
I
if Tiffany wasn't going to
Because
be the
he's
know.
one.
annoying. Because he's annoying.
Yeah,
What
but
even
look,
is that outfit? Like what is he wearing? Like, come on.
he's evil. This
It's
is his evil
annoying because I
fit.
understand where he's coming from with her
I
in
don't.
No,
this last bit. And not like
no.
the Ian stuff. I'm talking about like
Oh,
this scene right here that we're talking about.
No, Colton. I think Colton is unfortunately doing a pretty good job as a faithful, or is like calling out things in the way that a faithful probably should be, and I
Mm-hmm.
hate it because he is very much like he's getting the pilot Pete kind of edit, and I don't mean to just say it's all
100%.
the Bachelor
see,
people, but he is like it's the same thing.
100% he is. A
well,
hundred percent he is.
I also think he's doing a bad job as a faithful because I mean, mind you, he did help get Donna out, so but he wasn't the only one. But I also
No,
think that he has his huh? He didn't?
I was agreeing with you. He didn't. Yeah,
Yeah. But I'm also thinking his head is so far up his own ass that he thinks that, oh, I know who the traitors are. Like I'm literally the traitor hunter, so everyone listen to me. So that's where he's gonna get caught up in his own head, and he's literally gonna think he's God's gift to the traitor finder, and he's going to lose because of it.
I agree with that. I think he's gonna get done by his own stuff essentially, and that's why I don't think Tiffany's gonna go yet. I think he's gonna swing and miss, and that's gonna cause a whole thing. Because I don't know. I can see people wanting to go for Michael before Tiffany, and I feel like Colton's gonna like come to the round table to try to swing at Tiffany, and it's gonna miss, and maybe Michael's gonna go instead, and then now we have this Tiffany Colton beef going on. So that's my theory with all of that.
Yeah, maybe so. I would really enjoy it if that was the case. Unfortunately, that probably means Ron Funches goes on the next round table, which I'm also like not that cool with. Like I don't know, but if I had to pick between, I would choose for Tiffany to keep playing. Yeah, I don't know where this goes because Jam Jam's also getting into the mix of it in this next round table with Tiffany too. So it's like it's really not going well for her at all, which I didn't expect it to go this poorly, but I also didn't expect her to team up with Michael fucking Rappaport. So
I could see her reasoning though. I mean, if there's someone that's like, I'm not talking about just because of who he is, but it's like if there's someone that like they're either a traitor or because if he is a traitor, like if he really is a traitor and they know, then it's like, well, keep me safe. But if he's not a traitor and she's been defending him and they vote him out and he's a faithful, just like I told y'all.
Well, there's a difference between her like just being like I don't think you're wrong at the breakfast table, like under her breath to him after they have the spat with Jam Jam, and there's another whole other thing when you're picking him as the partner and you're dragging him into the room with you and you're having the conversations and you're defending him, and like it's very strange to me. I don't know why she's choosing this as her route so early on when I don't think that I really don't think he's giving traitor, even if you're playing the ultimate reverse psychology game of maybe there is a loudmouth traitor this time around. It's like, I don't know. It's not like,
well, I'm also looking at it. She said she did everything that she wanted to do in this game.
What did I say before our podcast, Nick?
You did say exactly.
I said no matter where Tiffany goes, she always finds her Derek Frazier.
You did.
Who she can't just let go. No, but Michael Rappaport is not a cookout. I'm sorry. Michael Rappaport can go 5 years ago. Fuck. I'd watch Derek Frazier. I'd watch a cast of only Derek Fraziers. A season of traitor Derek Fraziers.
Are they going to e-vote together?
They will e-vote, e-banish.
E-banish.
Kill.
Wait, Big D? Isn't that the guy who founded the Cookout Alliance? Yes. No arguments there.
Allegedly.
Okay, actually, I'm taking it back. Derek Frazier actually would be kind of fun on the Traitors.
I would love to see him think he knows like what's going on, and he's like way off.
See, exactly. Okay, actually, I'm going all the way around on this. Replace Michael Rappaport with Derek Frazier and just have him do the same things, and I will find it way more entertaining.
Honestly, same.
Okay. I think we're about done here. Yeah. That's the first three episodes. First 3 episodes of Traitors US season 4. They were a little bit exhausting. They were kind of entertaining. I guess I'm glad that like if we're gonna take people out that I like, at least we're gonna do it first, and I don't have to sit here getting my hopes up the whole time. So I don't know.
The Band-Aid right off, like just send everyone home within those first 3 episodes that I was real looking forward to seeing, and set Tiffany Mitchell up so that way she's not winning. Just what I wanted.
Yep. Consider my expectations tempered. So that was great. So everyone, I really hope you're excited for the next 2 episodes. I'm going to pull up Islands in the stream. Zach's going to get his focus right.
He looks like he's doing a dance.
I'm doing the conga line.
Is that Conga line of death. Oh, wait, can we do a conga line in our? Okay, we can't really, I guess. We don't have to line up horizontally on StreamYard. Okay. Thank y'all so much for being here, for talking Traitors with us. We'll be back next week. It may be around the same time, it may not. We'll talk about the next 2 episodes of Traitors, though, not 3 that time. So come join us for that. We'll do pretty much the same thing we did today. Maybe since we'll have less info to talk about, I'll pull more clips together and stuff that we can look at. But thank you all again for being here live or after the fact. As always, if you want to like this video, that helps us out a ton. Subscribe to the channel or connect with us on any of our social medias. That the links are in the description below, unless you were here from the very beginning, in which I didn't update that description yet, and it's probably not there for you. But Discord, X, Blue Sky, all of the things are in there. We're also on Instagram now at Our Reality Podcast. If you want to give us a follow there, we'll start posting there as well if you want to keep up with us. But again, thank you so much for being here. Nick, Zach, thank you so much for being here. Hopefully next week we'll have a little bit less mourning to do over everybody. So with that, we will see you next week. Zach, say the thing you always say.
This isn't The Bachelor. I don't have to kiss your ass for a rose. Perception is reality. Our reality.
Bye, everybody.